unnecessary box out by Alex Caruso by throwing Caruso off him. The two exchanged words, had to be separated by teammates. Then Gobert spoke these words to The Athletic after the game, and I quote, "I had a knee injury a couple of years ago on the same play, and I missed a month because someone ran into my knee. I hope the NBA looks at this because if they don't hold people accountable, I'm going to hold them accountable myself." So, Paul, Gobert obviously is a three-time Defensive Player of the Year, but his toughness is sometimes questioned. Did you like this? Yeah. Did you like this tough talk from him? Apparently not.
Let me tell you something, Skip. The NBA, nobody considers the European players tough, especially a player from France.
Oh,
it's the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in other sports, but nobody, no American players are respecting a tough guy from France. It's just, or Europe in general, you know, they're nice people. They like pastries. They're friendly.
So Wembanyama is going to be in that same.
Right now, that's my perception of Wemby.
Okay.
He's not just a tough guy. I mean, you speak a sexy language.
Let me stop.
I mean,
that's you get in trouble.
You know, it's just not something we respect as a tough guy.
Yep.
You know, and then I just seen Rudy Gobert get choked out from Draymond. Like, I've never seen him. What he's going to have to do, you know what he's going to have to do? Rudy's going to have to make an example out of somebody for him to believe him. Yeah, you're a Defensive Player of the Year, but that's not intimidating nobody. You know, like, when I see Draymond grab you by the neck, you 7'2", and you get grabbed by Draymond who's 6'5" and dragged.
Would you ever let Draymond grab you? I'm just asking.
Listen. I'm going to let anybody drag me.
I'm just asking you.
I'm going to let somebody drag him.
I'm just asking you.
John, would you let anybody drag you by the neck?
Drag you?
No.
No.
This was a classic case of
I'm just asking Paul.
So when I hear Rudy Gobert come out with these words, I know guys around the league just kind of laughing. Like, man, you know,
so
whatever, man. Come on.
Caruso goes, what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
If that.
If 6'4"? And Gobert 7 feet tall.
7'2", I think. 7'1", I think it is. Yeah.
7'1",
yeah.
As they like to say, man, go pick up somebody your own size. Because much to Paul's deal here is I watched Draymond Green treat you a certain way. I just, you know, and you didn't say the NBA needs to do this or else I'm going to handle it on my own. You decided to say this after the Alex Caruso situation. Now, I asked you guys during the break, I said, was there ever, I'm a little different than the way Paul described it. I asked if there was ever an enforcer, so to speak, a tough enforcer type that wasn't having any of it, that was a European player. All the European players that I've ever seen just were always, they've always been really skilled and can shoot, can pass, and they're extremely nice. They don't, there's no real confrontation.
But even their style of play is not a real physical. It's more of a finesse.
Yeah, I'm saying.
For the most part.
Yeah, they can shoot it. They know how to pass it. They can dribble it. I mean, they got a nice skill set to them. But as far as the tough situation,
I can't think of one.
I can't think of one.
And I hate to stereotype a whole group of players and throw a big blanket over them.
But
I don't know one.
That's what it is. That's what us NBA players look at the Europeans as soft finesse type players. You know, I never seen a.
So it's out of character for somebody like. So it would be out of character for a European player to speak about being. He's going to take it into his own hands.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just their style of play says a lot.
Doesn't merit the same. It doesn't go together.
Yeah, it don't go together.
Right,
until you make an example out of somebody, then.
Just for the record, Tony Parker had physical toughness to him, but he wasn't what you call a tough guy.
Right.
Nick Batum plays with toughness to me, but he's not a tough guy. We're going back in the day, Boris Diaw. These are all French players. He had physical. He had played with physicality, but he wasn't a tough guy. He's not going to fight you if you want to throw down with him. So I hear you. We look at today's stars. Joker and Luka are stars, and they're superstars. But are they going to fight you?
See, if any of them, if I'm picking any of these dudes in today, I'm going to pick Luka. If you touch him the wrong way, because I agree with that. He's got more of the edginess to him than most that I've seen, I would say.
Okay, but early on, the book on him was just get physical with him. And you won't remember this, but there was a Laker game at Dallas. I'm going back 3, maybe even 4 years ago, when Dwight Howard in the fourth quarter just cold-cocked him on a pick and just rocked him and knocked him down. And it's like the idea was just hit him one big time and he'll shrink.
I think if you did that to him now.
Today, now that he's earned his place.
Yeah, I think he might bark back real loud. I just feel that way about him.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I like him and I like his swag.
I do too.
You know,
I do too.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. All right. Back to Gobert. Look, he is the classic fake tough guy to me. Is he a good basketball player? Yes, he is, because he's so long and skilled, and he plays a strong brand of basketball. But when it's time to push and shove and hold your ground, he does not do that, and nobody is afraid of him. Right?
Caruso, I look at this, when I look at this play, this was like a physical box out.
Yeah.
He brought some physicalness to a bigger guy, and he didn't like what he did. So, I mean, come on, Rudy, you're 10 inches taller than him.
Last year, Rudy Gobert got sent home. Remember that? During the game when he shoved a teammate, or Kyle Anderson. I wouldn't necessarily say he punched him, but it was more of a shove or whatever.
Because Kyle was getting on him for not being tough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what precipitated that. By the way, Alex Caruso, as you might remember when he was a Laker, he's a tough kid now. He's not going to back down from anybody.
Yeah,
that's just the way he plays.
When this was brought up to me last night, in the conversation about it, I actually thought, when he said Alex Caruso, I was thinking Austin Reeves for some weird reason, because of the Lakers, the whole deal.
Same idea.
You mean Austin Reeves?
Same idea.
The Lakers didn't play last night, but it was Caruso.
Yeah. So is Gobert, Paul, why you don't have that much respect for how far Minnesota can go? Is he part of that? Part
He's
and
not
parcel?
part of that. I mean, we play in a league that's not a physical league anyway.
No.
You know, so he doesn't have to be a tough guy to his credit. You know, now if you had to place Gobert in the late 90s in the Shaq era, he probably wouldn't be in the league.
He gonna get punished.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be in the league. Or,
He's
you know, he coming off the bench.
He's 7'2", he gonna be in the league.
Yeah, well,
Even if he
probably
can't walk
wouldn't be a
and chew gum
starter.
at
He
the
wouldn't be
same
a
time.
starter. It'd be hard for him to be a starting center
Yeah.
in that era. But they have a chance with him because of the way the league is. Of course, if they get Anthony Karl Towns back, they got a shot. You know, and this is not a question. You know, we question his toughness, but this is the question of the toughness of European generals as a whole, European players as a whole, especially from Paris, France. I mean, that's like the prettiest city in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You won't be getting no pastries from him. That's for damn sure. You ain't getting no pastries from him.
I'm trying to defend the Euros when I can. All I know is they can play. That's what I know.
Yeah, they can definitely play.
Because Joker and Luka can flat out play basketball.
Yeah, you don't want to group all of them together, but Paul has a point. Like I was going to say, I can't find one that I felt like he was going to really do what he said he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's saying, if the league don't get a hold of it, I'm going to deal with it, I really take that with a grain of salt, because I don't believe he going to do nothing.
But Paul, the NBA has legislated out of the game enforcers.
Yeah,
like they don't want them anymore, because the Charles Oakleys and the Anthony Masons and those guys.
But it's the style of play, though, more
Kurt
so than
Rambis,
the
for
NBA.
that matter.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain ways you can impose your will as an enforcer. Like, let me see you hit a couple hard screens. Let me see you throw a couple elbows out there. I mean, Draymond still do it.
He does, yeah.
Draymond still does
even though I don't think we think he's a tough guy, like a fighter tough guy.
I mean, compared to these NBA standards, he's Hulk Hogan.
Draymond,
come on.
Draymond has, it feels like he has picked the right ones.
He has. That's well said.
You know,
He
to
picks
deal
on
with.
somebody his own size, but people he thinks he could.
Well, I don't know if he thinks that. I just think that the respect level amongst the majority of the NBA players, and Paul can speak to this because he played in it, is a little more for Draymond than what we probably giving it credit to.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think certain players are even going to do certain things to him, so to speak, or agitate him to a point where he's going to run behind a dude and start choking him out. Like, if it's I don't know, let's just use Ant-Man just for talk. If that's Ant-Man grabbing a hold of Clay, I don't know that Draymond would grab him opposed